This is Worldwide Classic. I'm Southside Trey. Let's get straight to it. So now, let's get into the match that should be a breakout moment at Wrestlemania. That, of course, is Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. This has to be a career-defining moment for Trick Williams. But this isn't really on Trick Williams as much as it's on WWE. Trick Williams has done everything that needed to be done. And right now, the world is his. It's just up to WWE to keep it that way. Even though I like Yachty as an artist, and he's actually okay on TV from time to time, this is not the direction to go for Trick Williams. Because a lot of times, the WWE is like the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl at the 1-yard line. They fumble or throw the ball away every chance they get. Why the hell is Lil Yachty even there? I like Yachty, the potential he could have. But why is WWE inserting people into these situations so close to WrestleMania? If you're going to have celebrities involved in the show, at least use the same formula you've used with J-Roll. J-Roll has been in the WWE for a couple of years now. And that's the type of continuity that makes him comfortable as a regular on the show. His promos are believable with the other WWE superstars. Y'all reaching with Lil Yachty. And that's why a lot of the promos feel so awkward. It's because he really hasn't had the time to build up the chemistry. Just because y'all have these celebrities spend $30,000 to sit front row does not mean that they've picked up the proper training to be a part of an actual storyline. This is a separate topic, but I think this is why WWE needs guys like MVP to be an executive in the company. These officials and executives could hardly relate to people that look like them. WWE doesn't have people on creative that could relate to Lil Yachty, that could relate to Travis Scott. They haven't been clicking with Jacob Fatu, and just adding Lil Yachty to the situation makes me think they don't know what the hell to do with Trick Williams. Because look at Trick Williams' character and then look me in the eye and tell me that ain't some shit straight out of Superfly or the Mac, including the white mink coat. If Trick Williams wasn't going to be paired up with Carmelo Hayes, then Trick Williams needed to do this by himself. Is WWE trying to say that Trick Williams needs a manager? And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, because I never do. He might. I hate that I gotta say this out loud, but I gotta call it like it is. Outside of the theme music and the aura, Trick Williams still has a lot of work to do. And to give credit to WWE, I like how Carmelo Hayes almost said that exact thing when he called out Trick Williams last SmackDown. But you're gonna put Trick Williams with Lil Yachty, who's never actually been on WWE TV in that way, and now tease a match with Carmelo Hayes. It's already bad enough WWE left Carmelo Hayes off WrestleMania. I'm not sure if I even have the temperament to talk about that right now. Carmelo Hayes even being left off WrestleMania is preposterous. Every time Carmelo Hayes steps between the ropes, a classic happens. Carmelo Hayes has had classics back-to-back with Matt Cardona and Ilya Dragunov, and I thought a triple threat match with those guys should have been a priority at WrestleMania. There's been rumors and reports that we're going to see a double turn between Trick and Sami Zayn. This is why I start to wonder if WWE Creative is overindulging in prescription medication. Have they not been watching their own show? Which, weirdly enough, is a valid question based off some of the decisions that we've seen. But does the WWE not hear the fans every time Trick Williams makes his entrance? Is the WWE not listening when the fans ain't trying to hear shit Sami Zayn has to say? I hate to be the one to have to break it to him, but the heel turn has already been complete. But in the sake of me trying to give WWE a chance, I'm real interested to see how this double turn is going to play out. What the hell could they possibly have planned to make the fans cheer for Trick Williams? Something that they've already been doing for the past year. Once y'all had Sami Zayn take the United States Championship away from Carmelo Hayes, that was the day that Sami Zayn turned heel. So at WrestleMania, I don't plan to see a heel turn because that's already happened. But I do expect Trick Williams to be the new United States champion. Now, since we just talked about Trick Williams and Sami Zayn, let me talk about one of the ladies' matches that almost feels kind of the same. That's Jade Cargill defending the WWE Championship against Rhea Ripley. I got to give it to WWE. They've made WrestleMania very interesting. This is why we've needed 2 days to cover both nights. These two ladies have been the height of my discussion for the past couple of weeks because I've asked a couple of questions and I've made a few suggestions. One of the questions I asked was trying to see if Rhea Ripley is really exciting, to which I've received mixed answers. But luckily for Rhea Ripley, she still has time to figure that out. As long as she's a problem between the ropes, then she is going to be all good. I just don't want to see Rhea Ripley win the WWE Championship because on the other side of that, I did make the suggestion that maybe Jade Cargill should have went to NXT first. Now, I'll be sure to have that video out available on YouTube and TikTok, so I won't get too much into that right now. I'm just going to talk about what's going on in light of current events. That being that WWE has now given Jade Cargill her own crew. It's just one problem with Jade Cargill's new group. Sometimes it looks like Michin and B-Fab need to be back in NXT as well. I do like the group, so I guess in all, it's really not that bad to have these three ladies paired up together. We've kind of seen an improvement from B-Fab already. I'm a little bit surprised in Michin. One, for accepting that stupid-ass name. Number two, because when she didn't have that dumbass name, she was actually a problem in the ring. So I don't know what the WWE has going with her behind the scenes, but it would be nice to see her get back to her original form. Now that Jade Cargill has her crew, it should be no reason why she doesn't leave WrestleMania as the WWE champion. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the next few matches. The first one we're going to talk about is the Intercontinental Championship match. It's about 5 or 6 people in this match. I should be more professional than this, but I'm not going to name everybody in the match. Penta is the Intercontinental Champion. Javon Evans is in the match. So by my calculation, Javon Evans should be leaving WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion. The only way I see that not happening is if the New Day gets involved and costs Javon Evans that opportunity. And I thought that was kind of slick how Rey Mysterio eased his way into this ladder match. And this was coming off speculations Gunther was going to retire Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. I guess this was Rey Mysterio's way of saying, y'all better get y'all ass up out of here. In a weird way, you almost kind of want to see Dragon Lee win this match. And I only say that because nobody has got his ass whooped more than Dragon Lee. That includes a couple of nights ago, when even though Rusev destroyed everybody that was in the ring, he made sure he gave a little extra to Dragon Lee. I've talked about JD McDonough being underrated in WWE. So if Kofi Kingston and New Day gets involved and costs Javon Evans the match, I wouldn't have a problem seeing JD McDonough win the Intercontinental Championship. Speaking of JD McDonough, his teammate and his former mentor will also have a match at WrestleMania. How are we going to advance with Finn Balor? Because I'm under the belief Finn Balor needs to take his talents to AEW. I think that's the only chance this man might have of ending his career on a high note. We don't have to look any further than the match he's having at WrestleMania against Dominic Mysterio. I've said that Dominic Mysterio can be the biggest star in WWE. This is the natural progression of being a superstar. If you're a top heel, you're going to be a top babyface. The only problem with Dominic Mysterio is that he's not a great wrestler yet, because that's the only way he could truly become the biggest star in the company. And even though I'm happy for Dominic Mysterio, this match at WrestleMania with Finn Balor is a developmental match. WWE did a great job at crafting the story, so that part of it is solid. But what type of match are we going to get this weekend? If you really pay attention close, all of Dominic Mysterio's matches at WrestleMania has involved Rey Mysterio. That speaks to the fact that Dominic still needs work in the wrestling part of his career. Finn Balor is almost the understudy for Rey Mysterio, at least when it comes to Dominic. Finn Balor has been a mentor to Dominic Mysterio, so I could argue the fact Dominic having a match with Finn Balor is almost equivalent to him having a match with his father, Rey Mysterio. It's time to gauge how much Dominic has grown over these years. Finn Balor has been in Judgment Day with Dominic for almost 2 years plus. So behind the scenes, these two guys have worked with each other the most. So I'm pretty sure this is how Dominic Mysterio has been training anyway for the past year, wrestling Finn Balor. And of course, I feel like Dominic Mysterio should win the match. He's the leader of Judgment Day now, and I'm pretty sure Liv Morgan is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. So the Judgment Day needs to leave WrestleMania on a high note. But I'll be keeping an extra eye on this match to see if Dominic is ready to go to the next level. So the next match we have to talk about is Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. And the first thing I'm trying to figure out is why the hell does Triple H keep getting involved? Every week we see something that's supposed to be a contract signing between the two competitors that involves the general manager of the show. What the hell does Triple H want? He's not saying anything on the microphone, and he's not doing anything other than trying to get some of the spotlight that Obafemi has provided. Because Obafemi is the guy that I said that he would be. I didn't know which one of the new stars was going to actually take the flag and run with it. The fans have spoken, and that person is Obafemi. These are the moments that I live for as a wrestling fan. The fans are not getting this involved for anybody else other than Trick Williams. And like we talked about earlier, you have to give the song 80% of the credit. Obafemi is getting the type of crowd reactions that we saw in the Attitude Era. Triple H was in the Attitude Era, and he understands that. This is why he continues to stand his Dana White-looking ass right there in the middle of the ring where Obafemi is making an entrance. This is what people in the hip-hop community would call clout chasing. But watching the fans treat Obafemi like a real star is like watching a sports team win a championship. If the actual goal of this wrestling company is to build a wrestling superstar, Obafemi has to have a decisive win over Brock Lesnar. It's time for Brock Lesnar to give back to the business. It's time for Brock Lesnar to pass those torches that was passed to him. If anybody wants to argue that Brock Lesnar has passed the torch before, the only other name you could use is Roman Reigns. But if you really go back and watch the rivalry between those two guys, Brock Lesnar really didn't pass the torch to Roman Reigns. He was too busy whooping his ass every chance that he got. Some people might say losing to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38. I would say since Roman Reigns lost the last 2 times against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, it was about damn time. That does not equal torch passing. So in my eyes, Roman Reigns had to take the torch. And here he is headlining WrestleMania for about the 11th or 12th time. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm a big fan of this main event. Even though it is 2/3 of last year's Night 1 main event. All repetition aside, this is the type of story that you have to tell at WrestleMania. The promos that these two guys had this past Monday night pretty much explains everything. And this is why I thought that promo was perfect. I've already said in the past that CM Punk is a perfect promo. Last Monday night before WrestleMania, he proved it again. All my people that's been watching from day one already know what it is. But since I'm new to the podcast world, I'm from Chicago, and I'm kind of biased towards everybody doing their thing from Chicago. I'm a CM Punk guy. And the only thing that this man has ever wanted out of this company is to main event WrestleMania. And in hindsight, looking back on everything, it's kind of a damn shame that that hasn't happened already. So how can I not be looking forward to this match just off that merit alone? And then you have to throw in the possibility that CM Punk could be retiring sooner than later. So it's a very real chance this could be the first and only main event CM Punk has at WrestleMania. But then on the other side of this story, I'm a Shield guy, the same group that you could just about give CM Punk the credit for. So I'm proud anytime I see somebody from the Shield be successful. Watching the way that Roman Reigns has turned into the superstar that he has is something that I really can't explain. Even with all of the hours of wrestling that I've watched, I haven't seen anybody go on the run that Roman Reigns has went on. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it because CM Punk went on a run where he was champion for almost 500 days. I don't think Roman Reigns needs the title to put over the next generation. But it damn sure doesn't hurt either. I know that CM Punk's first WrestleMania main event will be a classic. And even though I always want to see my Chicago people win, it's time for Roman Reigns to take his spot back on the throne. I appreciate y'all for tuning. I appreciate y'all tuning in and checking out the show. Catch you on the next one.